The special report drawing on an American tradition you know, looking at the results of a president's first 100 days in office. We are now on the eve of Trump's first 100 days, a busy, sometimes chaotic period, not only for him as a president, if you follow news and politics, but really a chaotic period for the country at times, dealing with his choices and actions as president. This benchmark dates back to FDR's sort of high watermark for a productive first 100 days.
In a shocking twist that sent ripples through both political and tech circles, former U.S. President Donald J. Trump publicly turned on one of his most high-profile supporters, tech billionaire Elon Musk, live on national television. The unexpected betrayal played out in real time, leaving viewers stunned and Musk reportedly blindsided.
President Trump put out a Truth Social today saying that everybody in the cabinet was happy with you. I just wondered if you had heard otherwise, and if you had heard anything about members of the cabinet who weren't happy with the way things were going, and if so, what are you doing to address those any dissatisfaction?
Hey, Elon, let the cabinet speak just for a second. Anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw him out of here.
In the turbulent world of politics and tech, few relationships have been as fascinating and as volatile as the one between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Once hailed as a powerhouse duo blending business innovation with political might, the recent public fallout between the two titans has shocked both their supporters and critics. What looked like an alliance of mutual benefit has unraveled spectacularly, with Trump throwing Musk under the bus in front of the world. So, what happened? How did a seemingly strong partnership between the former president and the tech mogul go from cordial collaboration to a full-blown betrayal?
Elon Musk has been one of the president's most powerful advisors, but he now says he will be spending less time in the Trump administration and more time focused on his business as it faces backlash.
Hate to see you go, but we love to watch you leave. Wait, am I admiring Elon's ass in that joke? That's not what I was... Anyway, point is that Elon announced overnight in an earnings call that his time at Doge was coming to an end.
At first, the bond between Trump and Musk seemed like an unlikely but powerful alliance. Musk, known for pushing the boundaries of technology with companies like Tesla and SpaceX, was briefly seen as an influential voice in Trump's economic advisory councils. Despite their contrasting styles, Musk being a quirky, innovation-driven billionaire and Trump the brash, bombastic political outsider, they appeared to align on certain business and economic interests. In those early days, Musk attended White House meetings and even gave input on environmental and infrastructure policies. Some believed Musk could steer Trump's administration toward more sustainable and futuristic decisions.
It's such a unique relationship that you guys have to me, because I think in 2020 he voted for Biden, and now he's really done the 180. And you see a lot of these kind of bigger name celebrities doing a 180 and kind of being more supportive on your end. What is your guys' relationship?
We have great support. That's great. I mean, he feels that this is the most important election ever. He thinks the other side is bad people. Probably feels in many ways they're not competent, but he also feels that, it's for democracy, et cetera, et cetera.
The tech world watched cautiously but optimistically. However, this marriage of minds was never built on solid ground. It was always an awkward fit. Musk, a visionary tech entrepreneur with libertarian leanings, and Trump, a nationalist figurehead with an unpredictable approach to leadership. And like most partnerships built on shaky foundations, it wasn't a matter of if, but when the cracks would show. Tension began brewing when Musk started publicly disagreeing with Trump on key policy decisions, most notably climate change and immigration. After Trump announced the U.S. withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord, Musk resigned from 2 of his advisory roles, stating that environmental concerns were too important to compromise.
Headlines, the crises, or the bluster. We're going to look right now at the objective facts and results about these 99 days, 100 beginning tomorrow. We're going to focus on key areas of this president's leadership, his priority policy of immigration, something he says he should be judged on, his clashes over the rule of law, and of course, the economy, where the Trump administration has faced the most sweeping problems and a very costly rejection of its trade war.
This move didn't sit well with Trump. Known for his disdain for public disapproval, especially from those within his inner circle, Trump seemed to take Musk's criticism personally. Though they never publicly feuded at the time, it was clear their relationship had cooled. Behind closed doors, insiders suggested that Trump felt slighted by Musk's growing political independence and his willingness to speak out against White House decisions. Musk, on the other hand, grew increasingly frustrated with Trump's erratic policies and the impact they were having on the economy and his own businesses. The breaking point came recently in a very public and unmistakable way. In a televised moment that left political commentators stunned, Trump dismissed Musk's influence and criticized his contributions, an undeniable shift from the praise he had once lavished on the billionaire. He went so far as to downplay Musk's role as an innovator, subtly mocking his credentials and even discrediting his loyalty.
Last week was a week of collapsing markets, evaporating 401ks, and likely price hikes for the American people since Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs went into effect. The fallout may be too much for even the richest man on the planet. Here's what Donald Trump, confidant and multi-billionaire Elon Musk said about tariffs at an event yesterday.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation. That has certainly been my advice to the president.
This public shaming was no accident. Trump, who thrives on media spectacle, made it clear that Musk was no longer in his good graces. In classic Trump fashion, he didn't merely distance himself, he staged a spectacle that ensured everyone noticed. Musk, visibly blindsided, was left with no choice but to take a step back and reassess his position, not just in politics, but in the national spotlight. While he's no stranger to public criticism, betrayal from someone who once considered him a valuable advisor hit differently. Why did Trump turn on Musk? The answer, like most political feuds, lies in ego and power. Musk's influence has only grown over the years. With his acquisition of X, formerly Twitter, outspoken views on free speech, and increasing sway over both the tech world and political discourse, he has become a formidable force.
The White House is doubling down on its commitment to tariffs despite a continued dive on Wall Street.
Those tariffs now putting him at odds with his advisor, Elon Musk. Fox's Kevin Corke reports.
Stocks closed lower Monday, the market dropping for a third straight day. At the White House, the president digging into his global tariff strategy, dismissing fears his economic policies could drive traditional U.S. trading partners.
In many ways, Musk started to overshadow Trump in the public consciousness, something Trump simply couldn't tolerate. Trump's brand has always been centered around dominance and loyalty. When Musk veered off message, the betrayal was inevitable. Trump's public criticism wasn't just about Musk's business practices or political views. It was a power play, a reminder of who calls the shots in Trump's world. The policy disagreements didn't help either. Musk was vocal about his opposition to Trump's aggressive tariff strategy.
I think the White House said that Elon Musk is not a DOJ employee and has no authority to make decisions. Can you clarify for us today?
Well, Elon Musk,
role is
Elon is, to me, a patriot. So, you could call him an employee, you could call him a consultant, you could call him whatever you want. But he's a patriot. I mean, look at the kind of things I just said. Just write it down, just in case that question got asked, right?
Warning that it would hurt American companies and strain international relationships. At a time when Musk was struggling with production challenges at Tesla and public scrutiny over financial losses, the last thing he needed was economic instability created by political whims. Yet, Trump continued pushing forward, dismissing economic experts and doubling down on protectionist policies. Musk's pushback became louder and, in Trump's eyes, more disloyal. That's when Trump's circle began targeting Musk.
Advisors. The Tesla CEO has responded to comments that were made by the US president's trade advisor Peter Navarro, who labelled Mr. Musk not a car manufacturer, but an assembler.
A good part of the engines that he gets, which in the EV case is the batteries come from Japan and come from China. The electronics come from Taiwan. The tires come. What we want, and the difference is in our thinking and Elon's on this, is that we want the tires made.
Political allies and advisors began publicly downplaying Musk's influence, calling him an assembler rather than a true manufacturer. These remarks were not offhand. They were part of a broader campaign to undermine Musk's credibility. So, where does this leave us? The Trump-Musk split is more than a celebrity spat. It highlights a deeper shift in America's power dynamics. The lines between politics and business have never been more blurred, and figures like Musk, who wield influence without holding office, are reshaping the conversation. Trump's betrayal was not just personal, it was symbolic. It signaled that no one, not even the richest man in the world, is safe from being cast aside when they stop serving the political narrative. Meanwhile, Musk continues to build his empire. He's focusing on X, AI ventures, and expanding Tesla's global presence.
That South Korea and Japan say they're going to work together in cooperation to respond to the tariffs that you're going to put into effect this week. Are you concerned that this move, the tariffs this week, could push some of the United States' closest allies to work with China?
No, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Yeah.
Mr. President, I'm going to ask you
I think they have a chance of doing better, actually, with the tariffs. It can actually help them in a certain way.
And while he may have lost a political ally, he's gained something arguably more valuable: independence from a chaotic political entanglement. The Trump-Musk saga is a cautionary tale of what happens when business ambition collides with political ego. It started as an alliance rooted in mutual admiration, but it ended in a messy public fallout that left both sides with bruised reputations. Elon Musk, never one to dwell on drama for long, will likely pivot to his next big project. Trump, always eager for attention, will continue to find new targets and narratives to keep himself at the center of the media storm. But one thing is clear: the betrayal wasn't just about politics or business. It was about pride, influence, and the harsh reality that in Trump's world, loyalty is fleeting, and betrayal is just one TV appearance away. What do you think this means for their relationship going forward? Was it all politics, or is there real bad blood now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading all of them. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss the latest updates on power, politics, and billionaires colliding. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.